In an attempt to diversify its economy and not depend solely on oil, the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed Bin Salman has launched the country's first ever electric vehicle brand. Ceer will be a joint venture between Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund and Taiwanese electronics company Foxconn. How soon will Ceer start production? Will there be a market for EVs manufactured within the kingdom? Let's find out. Saudi Arabia doesn't have much history in car manufacturing, but the nation plans to launch an EV brand with the help from BMW and Foxconn. The joint venture company will license vehicle component technology from BMW for their developing vehicles. These vehicles will be designed and manufactured in Saudi Arabia. A press statement from Ceer stated that the first vehicles will be available in 2025. According to Foxconn, Ceer aims to sell electric vehicles to customers in Saudi Arabia and also the larger Middle East North Africa region. This initiative is one of the ways that Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund PIF plans to invest in industries with promising growth. Since the PIF program was launched, it has achieved many things, including maximizing PIF's assets, increasing the total return to shareholders, expanding the establishment of local companies in various fields, and launching a number of major national projects. This has contributed to the creation of hundreds of thousands of direct and indirect jobs and increasing PIF's participation in non-oil gross domestic products. The new automotive company Ceer hopes to attract $150 million in foreign direct investment to the country, whilst also creating 30,000 direct and indirect jobs. According to Foxconn, it is projected to contribute $8 billion to Saudi Arabia's GDP by 2034. The vehicles to be released include sedans and SUVs. PIF and BMW did not specifically state the components that would be licensed from the German automaker. However, it will help to develop the electrical architecture for Ceer EVs. Foxconn has developed its own EV platform, as well as its own EV brand called Foxtron, that aims to sell the cars in the company's home country of Taiwan. Foxconn's former General Motors factory in Ohio is slated to manufacture EVs for Lordstown and Fisker. For Foxconn, the joint venture with the PIF is another mainstay. Chairman Young Liu describes it as a pleasure to create a new automotive company focused on designing and manufacturing electric vehicles in and for Saudi Arabia. They have stated, "We will leverage Foxconn's technological expertise to support Ceer's visions of creating a range of iconic electric vehicles that are built around the themes of connectivity, infotainment, and autonomy. We want to make electric vehicles mainstream, and this is what Ceer is going to achieve in Saudi Arabia and the wider region." Foxconn, the Apple iPhone manufacturer, has earlier proved that they are ready for business by unveiling 2 electric vehicle concepts. This was at its 3rd annual Honhai Tech Day, as the company tries to diversify its business and take on the automotive market. The 2 electric vehicles showcased by Foxconn are the Model V electric pickup truck and the Model B electric crossover hatchback. The company hopes to replicate its level of success manufacturing consumer gadgets into producing EVs for automakers. The Model V is the first made-in-Taiwan all-electric pickup truck and will complete the range of vehicles that Foxconn has with its passenger cars and large commercial vehicles. The Model V is developed from a collaboration with Foxconn's MIH Alliance partners and will have a payload of up to 1 ton and a towing capacity of 3 tons. The EV pickup adopts a double cab 5-seat configuration with sensors that cover the entire EV. The Model B crossover is a vehicle based on Foxconn's Model C platform, but with a new body design. The S-Duct design allows for a cruising range of 450 kilometers and uses a wheelbase of 2.8 meters. Ceer is part of Vision 2030, a plan announced in 2016 by the Saudi Arabian government to end its addiction to oil. One of the first steps in that plan was the establishment of the PIF with $2 trillion of funding, much of it from the initial public offering of the national oil company Aramco. The company now funds businesses not associated with the fossil fuel industry, including EVs. The PIF is a major investor in Lucid, and the US EV maker is planning a Saudi Arabian factory due to make vehicles starting in 2025. Saudi Arabia plans to buy up to 100,000 EVs from them, with initial deliveries scheduled to start by the second quarter of 2023. The company was chosen according to the Ministry of Finance as they are building a factory to assemble these vehicles within the kingdom, which will transition over time to full production. The government of Saudi Arabia plans to ensure that 30% of all vehicles in the capital city Riyadh runs on electricity by 2030. This lucid plant in Saudi Arabia will have a capacity to produce up to 150,000 electric vehicles per year. It will also help Saudi Arabia realize its ambition to be a major regional and global manufacturing base for the next generation of electric vehicles. The vision of setting up an indigenous automotive industry has long been embedded in its national strategic plans. It was part of the kingdom's 9th development plan and is one of the central pillars of Saudi industrial strategy. The goal was to begin by supplying the raw materials such as plastics and aluminium, and then finally move on to manufacturing within the kingdom. These vehicles will be sold to Saudis and also exported when the kingdom's manufacturing capacity expands. So, will there be enough market for these cars? From their own records, Saudi Arabia is the largest importer of cars and car parts in the region. According to the General Authority of Statistics, the automotive sector of Saudi Arabia is expected to grow by between 4 and 5% per annum for the next decade. All facts prove that there is a strong domestic demand to be gained if production can be done locally. In the MENA region alone, a total of 4 million cars are sold every year. This shows that there will be a market for electric vehicles within the kingdom. The Middle East North Africa region is growing at an estimated 36%, with Saudi Arabia as the leading regional market. Saudi Arabia accounted for almost 52% of vehicles sold in the Gulf Cooperation Council and 35% in the MENA region in 2020. The total number of vehicles sold in Saudi Arabia in 2019 and 2020 were 556,000 and 436,000 respectively. Sales are projected to reach 543,000 units by 2025, and electric vehicles making up only 32,000 units. It is forecasted that 62,000 EV units will be sold in the GCC region and also 91,000 in the MENA region in 2025. However, there are only 4 assembly plants for commercial vehicles, and these have a low volume output. In accordance with the Kingdom's Vision 2030 goals, the National Industrial Development Centre aims to attract 3 to 4 original equipment manufacturers across the ICE and EV value chain, with the goal of producing 300,000 vehicles annually with a 40% local content by 2030. NIDC provides incentives to enable industrialization through loans, tax incentives, and tariff exemptions. Vehicle body panels, wheel components, tires, seats, fuel pumps, seat belts, rear indicator light covers, headlights, bumpers, and engine covers are all in demand, and present market entry or expansion opportunities for the US can also seek joint venture partnerships within the kingdom. So, what do you think about this new EV brand recently launched by Saudi Arabia? Will the Saudi Arabian government be able to pull it off? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to get more updates like this one. And as always, thank you very much for watching.